this motor is bound for hell, and that's gonna take it there. Video number 2, happening the same day as video number 1, but fuck it, let's do it. Started recording right now because this is the last time this belt will be on the car. Oh, right. Yep. Funny enough, I've had more problems with this supercharged car than I've ever had with a turbo car, and it's all supercharger related problems. The amount of belt slip, belts breaking, pulleys breaking, everything surrounding the supercharger breaking, vacuum lines, it has been a fucking mess. Not to mention intercooler bricks, which are 600 bucks a piece. These things are great out the box, but up high mileage like mine is 180K is not the time to be racing it, which begs the question, why am I turboing it? I've yet to answer that. Supercharger off. Here's a little oil sender sensor that I'm going to be tapping this T into to run my oil feed line off of. Got a nice little message here from whoever pulled the supercharger off last. It was me. I left a message. It was me. Guys, it's okay to sympathize with your future self. You know you're gonna have to go back through it. It's gonna be a fucking pain in the ass. I'll turn the camera back on when this is teed in. Well, unfortunately, looks like these are the complete wrong size and thread. So that kind of puts things on hold for today until I get a new part in, a new tee. Okay, luckily, about 3 minutes later, I remembered that little Amazon T3, T4 turbo feed line kit I bought off Amazon has these. So it's a little T, just like what I need. It caps off one port, whatever one you're not using. So this is one of those nights where everything's going too perfect. Yeah, I dropped it. So I guess it's time to pay $472,000 for this part to get here in 4 months. I love German cars. Everything is so available. Okay, so from what I'm seeing online, sites like FCP Euro, they're about $6, but they are not supposed to be here until next week sometime. So I'm gonna hit up my buddy. He's an Audi tech and he has tons of parts just laying around at all times. It's about 9 o'clock now, so I think I'm gonna head inside. There's nothing more I can do. I just got the supercharger, but that's easy. I think all the big stuff is done for now. I am super happy with the progress that I made today though. Got to take a couple cool pictures of the setup in its full form. So to anyone who's been following along, I'm sorry, big jump cut here. This is about 2 weeks later. So with it being Christmas time, there has been a lot of other distractions. I haven't worked on this a lot, but I have put some serious time into it at the same time. And to spoil it even more, I already started it up. I'm sorry to anyone who wanted a step-by-step, but I found it getting way too repetitive. There's too many little steps that goes into this. And where I left off in the last video, I didn't have all that much left to do. I'll try and catch you up real quick here though. As you can see, heat wrapped the downpipe. Got the O2s in right there. Down there, got the O2s as well. And for this side, as you can see, I figured out my return line situation. Yes, this right here is my return line. This is just temporary. And it goes right into the timing cover right here. Now, as for the map sensor issue at the back of the supercharger that I was discussing briefly, I took one of these off of a spare supercharger. These are 4-bar as far as I'm aware. This is the stock one that goes at the back of the supercharger. From what I've been told, these freak out when they see boost. Since these aren't usually in the target boost area, these are the ones that are reading boost. So what I did was I took one of these off the side of a spare supercharger I have over there, and I kind of trimmed it and cut it to fit. And I know I should have recorded the first start, but I was so nervous and I didn't have any of the charge pipes connected or anything. I just really wanted to clear out any metal shavings that were going to bounce around on the exhaust. Believe it or not, the only issue I had on the first start was I forgot to tighten down this, and it was leaking a little bit. As you can see, there's still residue. The only other thing I had to do before I started it was flash a stock throttle body tune with the brushless pump. So thankfully Jackal came out with some brushless files for these cars recently, and I was able to just flash that tune so I could get it started up on that file. I think all I'm gonna do for tonight is hop in there and record a data log of the idling just so we can make some adjustments. I do not want to drive this thing until it's been looked at and it has a custom file for it. A couple dudes on Instagram I've been talking to who have also done either a twin charge setup or just a single turbo. They have been driving it with no tune. One guy said he put about 1,100 miles on his twin charge setup with no tune. I'm not as ballsy as that. This motor is gonna blow. This motor is bound for hell, and that's gonna take it there. Now, from my understanding, these can actually handle upwards of like 700-ish crank horsepower. This motor is probably an exception with the mileage that's on it. It's actually been really well maintained. I recently did carbon cleaning and flushed the system with EPR, piston ring cleaning, all that good stuff. Has a ton of maintenance. That's why it's made it this high in mileage with about 500 horsepower as a blower car. But I think this is gonna be better. I like this. I like this. I mean, just the look of this. I'm so proud of this thing right now. However, it is getting pretty freaking late. It's a weeknight and it's about 11 o'clock. So I gotta get inside soon. Yeah, I'm gonna take this data log and send it over to Tony at Jackal Motorsports. This is still pretty far from being a fully drivable car. I still gotta weld up the bottom of the headers and whatnot. I mean, these flux core welds are, as you've seen, terrible. This welder just isn't capable of welding this kind of steel. So yeah, I still gotta take it over to my buddy's house. He's got a welder for me. I'm gonna weld up as much as I can. But first, this car has to be able to drive there. So that's step one. I seriously should have recorded the first start though. This thing started right up, like cranked maybe 2 times. It's been sitting for like a month. I forget how durable these 3.0s are. Also, the battery management system in these Audis is insane. It's just been sitting here cooked for like a month. I'm just gonna go here, click data log, connect to the car. Jackal, you really gotta update your logger, bro. Load the preset, hit start data logging, and save it as tub. What the fuck am I spelling? Turbo fuck shit up. Let's do it. One more thing, I just want to check to make sure everything's plugged in. This MAF sensor likes to come unplugged still. I gotta like tape it or zip tie it or some bullshit. Looks like everything's plugged in. Now you guys can hear this thing. Sounds like a box of ass. It's a hood dump V6. No one expected it to sound good. All right, the log will start once I hit save. Gonna hit save now. Let it read for a little bit. Now it's already been through its cold start, so this is kind of just its idle. It's shaking the whole damn garage. And once it settles down, it kind of has a bouncy idle. But I mean, if a bouncy idle is the only thing I can complain about, then who fucking cares, honestly. I think that's just a tune thing. I think it's probably because of this MAF back here not being fully dialed in or tuned for that MAF. That's probably what's causing that bouncy idle. But I mean, just listen to it. It's running great. Okay, I'm gonna save that as a log, and I'm gonna take one more while it's on. I'm gonna do turbo fuck shit up, idle, revving. Okay, let's do this. Just small revs because it's about fucking 12 o'clock. Hell yeah. Alright, save that. Now off you go. Last time you're starting up until we have a new tune. Well, I mean, I think that's where I'm going to leave off tonight. Again, I'm sorry to anyone who may have been following along, trying to get a step-by-step, but I find that very, very rare. You can hit me up on Instagram if you have any questions. My Instagram is ins4ne.b8. Yeah, hit me up there, DM me, and I'll try to answer any questions you may have. But I sent that log over to Tony, harassed them on Instagram a little bit, so maybe they can look at it a little sooner. Yeah, ideally, I'd like to take this thing for its first drive sometime this week, maybe. I'm going away for the weekend, so I won't be around it. I'd like to drive it before then. Oh, one more huge thing to note. No wastegate yet. Yeah, so this thing's not going to see any boost. I'm not going to get it up there. That's also a big reason why I haven't welded up the headers yet. Those exhaust leaks are going to help me not overboost. I'm going to have to run a dual wastegate setup. So I'm going to have one wastegate on this side header and one wastegate on this side header, because this one single one is too big and I don't have any way of rerouting it. I ordered some smaller tile ones with some 8-pound springs in them. So that'll be 16 pounds between the two of them, which is right about the target area I was going for. That one has a 14-pound spring in it, so it's right about there. And with all the exhaust leaks I have, I mean, I'm probably going to be making 8 psi. Also, I still have a full tank of E40 in this piece of shit. I'm gonna have to get that out. I don't think this is gonna be able to run E40 on, I don't think this is gonna be able to run E40 without port injection. I do have an upgraded high pressure fuel pump piston, as well as a custom low pressure fuel pump. I'm pretty confident that this car will be able to run on 93 pretty easily with this setup, but anything higher, I don't think it'll tolerate. I am gonna have to bite the bullet and buy a $2,000 multi-port injection kit for it, or maybe run some meth. But yeah, it's like 12 o'clock. I'm gonna head inside. I think this is a big success for tonight. I'm gonna head inside and edit this video a little bit and get some sleep, and I'll be back out here when it's ready to roll. I do have these little KO3 turbos. I mean, do I twin turbo the fucking Gixxer? Overall, I couldn't be happier. I mean, this started a lot sooner than I thought it would. I thought it would be end of winter when I got it running. I'm really stoked with where this is at right now.